morning, everyone, and welcome to Stanislaus State Science Week. My name is Sanpreet Kaur.
And my name is Chelsea Flores. We're part of the Science in Our Community team here at Stan State.
Stanislaus State is pleased to provide the community with opportunities to learn by engaging in live activities and recorded activities that will be shared this week through Zoom and on Science in Our Community YouTube channel.
Before we start, please note that this event is recorded and we would like to ask you to stay muted unless you're called upon. And additionally, to keep this activity fun for all, please use the chat to answer or ask any questions. Thank you.
Now it is my pleasure to introduce our activity, Healthy Lifestyles, with Vanessa Camarena.
So hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for being here today. I'll be presenting on the practice of living a healthy lifestyle. I'll be discussing its importance and what we need to do and what we need to avoid. So before we get started, I want to clarify that if anyone has questions, please feel free to ask them at any moment throughout the presentation by typing the question in the chat. I'll make sure to get to everyone's questions or comments, and you feel that we've skipped or overlooked your question, please type it again so you can capture our attention. So before we begin, I would like to start by introducing myself. Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa Camarena. I attended Modesto Junior College right after graduating from high school. I attended Modesto High School. I got my associates in biology, chemistry, and natural sciences. I then transferred to, and it's a school that I'm currently attending, CSU Stanislaus. I'm a biology major with a minor in psychology and Spanish, and I'm interested in going into medical school and going into family medicine or pediatrics. Okay, now that I've introduced myself, let's get right into what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, so following a healthy lifestyle includes considering our food choices, making sure to exercise 1 hour each day, ensuring that we get enough sleep each night, and understanding the role that our emotional health has on our overall health. So we'll be discussing each topic individually and delving into why it's important. So before we get into discussing the first topic, I want to ask, what is your favorite snack? So please feel free to respond by typing your response in the chat, and I'll make sure to give everyone a couple seconds. Okay, so we have some responses. We have hot chips, peaches, carrots, cucumbers, pretzels, strawberries, celery. Yes, those are granola bars, peanuts, cherry, strawberries, salted avocado. Nice. Wow, so we have a lot of people say they love fruits. It's amazing. Mangoes, yes. So lovely. Okay, well, thank you. Oh, pineapple, blueberries, popcorn's a must. Yes. Oranges, grapes, peanut butter, chips, watermelon, blackberries, corn. Watermelon's amazing. Okay, thank you everyone for participating. So now we will move on to our first topic. So one of the building blocks of a healthy lifestyle includes our food choices. So we want to make sure we're eating a balanced meal. But what does that exactly mean? It's a meal that fulfills our nutritional needs. So it includes vitamins, carbohydrates, protein, minerals, and fats. So what kind of food should be in our plate? So our plate should contain a variety of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, protein, healthy oils, dairy, and water. For the veggies, here we have carrots, but we could also have kale, tomato, celery, cauliflower, asparagus, green bean, mushroom, spinach, lettuce. So the more variety of veggies we have, the better, right? And for fruits, here we have an apple, pear, blueberries. We could also have cherries, grapes, grapefruit, kiwi, oranges, mango, peaches, and watermelon. So just like veggies, the more variety, the better. And for whole grains, we could have whole wheat bread, whole wheat pasta, brown rice, and quinoa. For protein, we could have fish, tuna, beans, eggs, red meat, but we should also make sure we are limiting the portions that we have. And for healthy oils, we can also have canola oil for our cooking and try to limit the use of butter. We want to make sure that we are drinking enough water, and in order to ensure that you are doing so, we can make it a little fun by adding some fruits into our water and drinking water throughout the day to ensure we are getting enough water. And also having a source of dairy. This could be through eating some yogurt, cottage cheese, or drinking some milk. And we are often told to not eat a lot of processed food or junk food, and this would be because there is a small amount of nutrients compared to vegetables and protein. So those foods contain like the vitamins and that we need, and compared to junk food, which has a lot more sugar, sodium, and fat. So it can be truly incredible how our food uses food, our body uses food to provide the energy that we need. Okay, so before we begin to discuss our second topic, I have a poll question. The question is, do you exercise 1 hour each day? And the options we're going to have include yes, no, I'm trying to, or I'm not sure. So there is no right answer. And if you're logged in as a class, please choose the answer that best represents the average response of the classroom. Okay, great. So we have the majority saying they do exercise 1 hour each day. So that is amazing. And the rest are trying to complete that goal. So that is incredible. Okay, so the importance of exercise may be something you heard about from your parents, siblings, your teacher, or maybe you've heard it on TV, the radio, or on social media. Some examples of programs that promote fitness would be after-school programs or Modesto City Schools and nutrition services. You may ask yourself, why do we need to exercise 1 hour a day? So now we're going to be looking into the benefits of exercising regularly. So exercise allows you to build strong bones and muscles, and it can allow you to have more energy and endurance. Endurance is our ability to remain active for a long period of time, despite feeling tired. So for example, marathon runners train to build their endurance to be able to run at the same pace for a long period of time. And exercise can also help us build a strong immune system. So your immune system is what fights off any bacteria, virus, that could cause infection, illness, or disease. It also helps us clear our mind, so it could boost our mood and concentration. And if we're able to concentrate better, we can understand and learn without much trouble. Regular exercise can also help us keep a healthy, active brain as we age, which is extremely important. And it can allow us to have a better night's sleep. So there are several benefits to exercising regularly. The question now is, what counts as exercise? Keeping that in mind, I want to know, what is your favorite sport? So I'll give everyone a couple seconds to type their response in the chat. Okay, so we have soccer, football, basketball, baseball, tetherball, nice, swimming, golf, yes, skateboarding, yes, basketball, baseball, swimming, tennis, tetherball. Yes, those are amazing sports. Thank you for everyone that participated. So you had very great responses, and keeping that question in mind. So what counts as exercise? So you may already be exercising without even knowing it. If you walk to school or play your favorite sport during school or after school, if you're taking the stairs or you're playing with your pets, even doing chores around the house, this all counts as being active. So it's important to try to stay active for 1 hour a day. This could be done by playing your favorite sport or exercising with your friends or family. And it's important to try to make it as fun as possible, like that it's something that you look forward to do, and it's easier for you to make sure you're completing that hour each day. So now we're going to be discussing the importance of sleep. So you have probably been told before to sleep early and that staying up late is bad for you, either from your parents, or you might have come across this information on TV or maybe on an online platform. Well, I'm here to tell you that they're actually correct. Sleep allows us to rest and recover, so we have the motivation and energy for the next day. It allows us to concentrate and have better memory, so it could decrease our negative emotions like anger and frustration. And lack of sleep has been linked to depression and anxiety, and you may find yourself maybe feeling easily frustrated. And it can also shorten our lifespan and increase the risk of getting sick. Additionally, not getting enough sleep will cause you to be extremely tired, right? And being tired throughout the day can lead to poor concentration and motivation, which could affect our school performance. So to get a better understanding of sleep and the important role it plays in practicing to live a healthy lifestyle, we're going to be looking at the stages of sleep. So our sleep is broken down into 4 stages. And if you look into further research, sometimes it is broken down to 5, but we're going to be more breaking it down into 4. Each stage was studied by looking at your electrical activity in the brain. So you're using an EEG. Here is an image of it to our left. So it consists of electrodes, which are small metal discs with wires attached around it, and it is placed around our skull to detect our activity as we sleep. So stages 1 to 3 are known as non-REM stages. So it stands for non-rapid eye movement. And stage 4 is known as REM stage, which stands for rapid eye movement. So once we've completed one cycle, we repeat and go back to stage 1. And the cycle occurs 4 to 6 times each night. So once you go to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, you go back into stage 1 and repeat it again. So now I would like to ask a poll question. And the question is, how long do you think a nap should be? The options we have is 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or 2 hours. So please take your time to choose an option. And again, if you're logged in as a class, choose the response that best represents the response of the class. We see that the majority chose 1 hour, and then the second option is 2 hours, and our third option is 30. So no one chose 20 minutes. So we will be looking into how long the nap should really be later on. Okay. So now we're going to be talking about each stage of sleep. So stage 1 consists of a very light sleep. So you're going from a state of relaxation, so maybe you just barely started sleeping, to really early asleep. So if you are woken during this time, you probably won't recall that you have been sleeping. So have you ever fallen asleep and suddenly felt like you were falling, or you jump randomly? So this usually happens during this stage, and this is due to muscle contraction. And this stage usually lasts around 5 to 10 minutes. Then we have stage 2, which is moderate sleep. So when you're feeling tired throughout the day, you may want to take a nap. So how long should that nap be? You should aim for a nap no more than 20 minutes, because if you sleep for any more, you will enter slow wave sleep. And this could cause you to really wake up feeling more tired than you had initially felt before you took your nap. This stage could last around 25 minutes. Then we have stage 3. This is the deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep. So during this stage, it is really difficult to be awakened. And if you are awakened during this stage, it might take you a couple minutes to kind of be able to stop being a little confused. And the importance of this stage includes restoring the brain. So when you're getting ready for an exam, slow wave sleep is extremely important, and it contributes to insightful thinking, creativity, and memory. So lastly, we have stage 4. This is where we experience rapid eye movement. So studies suggest that when we're in this stage, we're temporarily paralyzed, and our heart rate suddenly starts to increase, and our breathing does as well. This stage is associated with dreaming. So if you have a dream or you wake up and you recall your dream, it's happened during stage 4. And this stage, as you start sleeping during the first cycle lasts around 10 minutes, but as the night progresses and as you go to the next cycle, it increases. So knowing that our sleep consists of stages and understanding that each stage helps us understand the impact that lack of sleep could have on us. So before we move on, I have another poll question, and the question is, on average, how many hours of sleep do you get each night? So here the options we have is 9 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours, or less than 6 hours. Okay, so the majority say 8 hours of sleep, and we have one class choose 9 hours, another 7, and one choose less than 6 hours. Thank you for everyone that participated. So how many hours of sleep should we actually get? So if you are in between the ages of 6 to 12, we want to aim for 9 to 12 hours of sleep. So we want to make sure we're getting as close as we can to 9 hours. If you're between the ages of 13 to 18, we want to make sure we're getting as close as we can to 8. Right, so 6 out of 10 middle schoolers don't get enough sleep, and 7 out of 10 high schoolers don't get enough sleep. So we want to make sure that we try our best to get 9 hours of sleep each night. So what if we're trying to sleep and we just are having difficulty to sleep on time? So what could we do? So here are some tips to help you sleep early and make sure you're getting 9 hours of sleep. One tip would be to decrease your screen time before bed. I know this could be a little hard and difficult, since if you're on your phone or you're watching your favorite show before bed, it is tempting to stay on it for another 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes can turn to 20. And then next thing you know, you might have spent an hour on your phone or watching television. Another tip would be to decrease any sugar or caffeine before bed. Sticking to a sleep schedule, so picking a time to go to bed and trying to sleep each day at that time would make it easier. And also maybe taking a warm bath before bed, and most importantly, creating your ideal sleeping environment. So if you like to sleep in a cool room, maybe open a window. If you like extra pillows, or if you need more blankets, that could help you to sleep better. Okay, so we are going to finish our discussion on sleep by having one last question. So here we have Charlie Brown and Snoopy. They want to have energy for tomorrow's soccer game. Should they A, stay up until midnight playing video games, B, don't sleep at all, C, sleep 9 hours or more, or D, drink caffeinated drinks and eat lots of candy before bed? Perfect. The majority chose option C, which is correct. They need to make sure they get 9 hours of sleep each that night in order to have enough energy for tomorrow's soccer game. Perfect. Okay, so now we'll be discussing our last topic, which includes emotional health. So emotional health has to do with our ability to understand when we're happy, sad, overwhelmed, or maybe feeling a mixture of emotions. So there are several types of emotions, and just for the time being, I'll just be mentioning a variety of different examples of emotions / feelings. So we have anger, disgust, nervous, fear, happiness, surprised, stressed, relaxed, right, calm or bored. So those are all examples of different questions. And for the time being, we're going to be skipping this activity. And I'll be moving on to discussing what emotional health is and how it impacts our overall health. So emotional health has to do with our ability to cope with positive and negative emotions. It includes expressing awareness for your own feelings, so being able to control and having the ability to manage your feelings and emotions, and being able to understand the feelings of others. So being able to understand verbal and nonverbal communication, like facial expressions and body language, and being able to ask for help when needed. So now we're going to be going over tips for good emotional health. So a good emotional health doesn't mean that you need to be happy all the time. So people with good emotional health are able to have good coping mechanisms for negative emotions, and they're able to reach for help when needed. So the tips include taking care of your body, so eating well, exercising, sleeping enough hours each night. Another tip includes healthy thinking, so not falling into thinking traps. So thinking traps are patterns of thought that cause us to have anxiety. So this includes constantly thinking or worrying about what people may be thinking about you, worrying about the future, or stressing constantly. So when something goes wrong, it's important to not automatically think it's your fault, right? We want to make sure we are looking at the negatives and positives when we want to jump into a conclusion, right? But most importantly, take some time to do something that you find fun, like reading a book, watching a movie, spending time with your family or friends. This is extremely important and can be very beneficial. Okay, with that, I conclude my presentation. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Vanessa, there's a question in the chat that's asking
Yeah.
about the average amount of sleep for middle school kids.
The average amount of sleep ranges from 8 to 9 hours for middle schoolers.
Thank you. I just want to remind everyone that don't forget to watch our on-demand videos that are available now on our YouTube channel. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we look forward to you joining us again in our future activities. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for watching. Please follow us on social media to find more about our upcoming events.